everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 92.
Yeah, welcome to 92.
Yeah. So, since last week, we started talking about clearing and clearing clutter. I did clear out and uh, hauled 8 bags of clothes to the boys' ranch
Oh my
yesterday.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Way to practice what you preach, Tracy. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to stay with that theme for the month, and we're going to talk about energetic clearing at your house or at your work, wherever.
Mhm. This is one of my favorite topics.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you know, I love doing house clearings for
Mm-hmm.
myself, for us,
Yeah.
for other people.
Right.
It's so fun. And we
Yeah.
both love Palo Santo, which is one of the ways that we
Yes.
cleanse
One of
things.
our favorite things to use. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many different ways. So we thought we'd talk about those today, some of our favorite things to do. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take that long. I mean, you can do a thorough major cleanse where you go into all your closets and cupboards and all that. But, if you just do it more often, you don't have to do so many of those deep cleanses, right?
Right, absolutely. One thing that we're going to talk about today, and one of the things that I love is when you talk about smudging. So smudging
Mm-hmm.
is one of the most common ways of energetic clearing that a lot of people kind of know what it is, but they might not know, exactly
Right.
what it is. And
Yeah.
there's different ways to smudge too, so we can share some of that. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I love about smudging is not only is it a energetic and spiritual cleansing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a physical cleansing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing a lot of people don't might not know about it. A lot of people think of it as just like a spiritual energetic cleansing, but it's not just that.
Right.
What I love about it is it creates negative ions. And so negative
Mm-hmm.
ions are the good ions,
Yeah.
right? So when you
Yeah.
get like an ionizer and things like that, it's putting out negative ions because the ions that are not good for you are positive ions. And positive ions are like the electronic fog from like the Wi-Fi and your phone and the TV and all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff around you, right?
Yeah.
And so what the negative ions do when you smudge with sage or Palo Santo, or even like a spray made from those,
Mm-hmm.
is it creates those negative ions which cling to the positive ions.
Yeah.
And guess what? That
Science
clears
geek.
away. I know, right? I love it. I love it. And
Both of
that
us, but
both of
she's
us.
more than I am.
I know, I do. I love science. And that clears away those positive ions. And
Yeah.
that's really one of the best things about it is it clears away that fog and that helps to get rid of like that stagnant energy that's been affecting you in your house. A
Right.
lot of people are really sensitive to EMF, which is
Mm-hmm.
electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is that electronic fog that's put off by all of the devices and
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi and things like that. So if you do regular cleansing, that actually helps clear away that fog and that
Mm-hmm.
EMF from your room so that you're not so affected by it.
Right. Yeah, and it's so true. And you know, a lot of times people don't know that they're sensitive to that.
Yes.
They, have headaches or they feel sluggish, or if they're in a certain spot in their house, they feel tired
Or anxious.
or anxious. Yeah. I cleansed a house one time where their little boy, he was about 1 or 2 years old, and he couldn't sleep. He would not sleep at night, and he'd wake up screaming, and they didn't know if he was having bad dreams before he could talk, so he couldn't really tell him what was going on. And so I cleansed their house. I use oils when I do it usually, um and stones where they are needed. And I found out their Wi-Fi was right under his bedroom. All their wires and their sound bar for their
That huge
TV and
panel
all
and all,
that
yeah.
stuff, yeah, was right underneath his crib. And so I put black obsidian by that, and he slept good after that. Yeah, so it can be so simple to correct, and And we don't know sometimes that that's our problem when we're feeling weird or feeling.
Right. Or like this room feels weird, or I feel like I'm being watched in this room.
Right.
This one room in my house.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is as simple as EMF.
Yeah.
And you don't realize
Yep.
it. Like, well, what room is it? Is it an electrical room?
Right.
Do you have your Wi-Fi receiver there?
Yeah.
You know, are there a bunch of electronics, or, you
Yeah.
know, some people have like these big panels in
Is
their
your
houses
big,
now.
yeah, the panel, is it right where you're not feeling good? If that's in a
Mhm.
kid's room, you need to do something.
Right.
Cause they won't sleep good
They won't.
usually.
No.
Yeah, yeah, so, pay attention to how you feel, like we tell you every week,
Right.
and you'll notice if you're around a lot of that EMF smog that you can't see, you can't, you don't know it's there really,
Yes.
until you pay attention to how you feel, but you can clear that and you can help with that, wearing rocks, it can help too.
Absolutely.
So, you can clear that, and when you do smudging and different clearing techniques on your home and office, it really helps, really a
And
lot.
if you know to look for this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
that'll help you know what kind of intervention
Yeah,
is needed to correct the energy, no matter
Yeah.
what it is, whether it is like a physical electronic fog or a spiritual energy
Mhm.
or what have you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what are some things that you like to do when you clear your home? Like, what are some of your favorite things that you do?
Well, we could talk techniques. I actually brought some of
Yeah.
the stuff that I use when I do home cleansings
Mhm.
with me. I have my little trusty kit here. Yeah.
Oh, I could grab my drum too. Whoops.
Yes, please do.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's in there.
Okay.
I'm wearing my cowboy boots today. I'm
Oh.
indestructible, right? All right, friends, we have goodies with us today. So we talked about smudging. So I'll first talk about some different ways to smudge. So a lot of people are really familiar with sage. So this is one of my large sage pieces. So I have a bundle here. So there's a couple ways that you could use this, and I'll tell you about technique here in a second. But so sage bundles, they usually come in a bundle, and you can either take leaves out of it and burn them in something that doesn't burn. So I like to use an abalone shell. That's common, very traditional
Mhm.
piece to use. So I have a large one. You can have a small one. Coconut shells are also very common.
Yep.
You can use a plate. It doesn't matter, just something that's not going to start on fire and that will keep the rest of your home from also not starting on fire when you're
Good.
smudging.
Good tip.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
When you're smudging, please use something that will make it so nothing starts on fire.
Yeah.
Fire safety is real. Okay, now that we've told you that. So, so you can either use just like a couple of leaves, just take them out of the bundle and use them and burn them. Or you can actually burn the entire stick on one end.
Mhm.
So you start it on fire and blow it out and then use that for your sage.
Yeah.
But this is a large bundle. You probably wouldn't want to use this whole one. With this one, I usually take off a few leaves and use that.
Yeah. And I forgot. Flew out of my head. Never mind. It'll
Okay.
come back.
So one thing that I like to do, so when you're smudging, you want to get the smoke in all of the corners, and especially if you're doing a deep cleansing, you want to get it into the corners. And so one of the most traditional ways to do this is to use a feather and to move the smoke into the different corners, move it through your closets, and get the smoke everywhere. And so this is, you'll see this technique a lot when you see people smudging on TV and things, because it is a very traditional way to do it.
Mhm.
And so I'll have the thing burning in here, and I'll smudge it into all the areas and make sure that I get smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
So feathers are wonderful too. I love them
I
too.
love feathers too. Yeah.
I have pheasants around my house, and so I love to collect their feathers and sanitize them
Yeah.
and use those too. This one is actually one that I purchased from some friends of mine that I use for most of my house cleansing outside of my house.
Yeah.
Another one, which is our favorite, is Palo Santo sticks.
Yeah.
They are wonderful. Not only do we use them, but I also sell them because it's my favorite.
They're awesome, yeah.
It smells so
And
good.
it smells good. And some people don't like the smell of sage to
Yeah.
burn. It does a great job, but Palo Santo is more gentle on the palate, I think.
A lot of people like it more than sage.
Right.
And so Palo Santo is a holy wood, and
Mhm.
it's found in different areas of the world. And what it is it's an actual type of tree. And then what they do is the ones that I buy are sustainably sourced, so it's from trees that have already fallen.
Yeah, I
And what
think
they
most
Yep.
are, yeah,
Most are because obviously we don't want to deforest
Right.
places just for Palo Santo sticks.
yeah,
And so what you do is like they dry out the wood, and what that does is that creates this
the oil,
beautiful resin oil that
Mhm.
develops within it, and that's what smells amazing.
Yeah,
It
really
creates the
good.
burning resin for clearing.
Yeah, yeah,
Used a lot in South American countries.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like it even goes a little deeper than sage in the clearing sometimes.
Mm.
It'll get rid of stuff that's still residual after.
Mm,
I don't know why, but in my
I've always felt that
experience,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you could get oil, they have Palo Santo oil that you can buy too, that you could make your spray if you don't like to burn things. Like in an office, like here, we're not supposed to burn things,
Mhm.
so we use oils here, but where at home you can burn it. And, oh, I know what I was gonna say. When you're burning something, you blow it out, but then it smolders.
Yeah,
So
smokes.
you're getting the smoke and same with the Palo sticks.
Yeah, you can see it that we have burned,
Yeah,
or I have burned this Palo stick quite a bit.
yeah, it's good. And, it's just, um, a really good thing to do. I know my grandson, who was at our house a lot growing up, and he's 13 now, but he's still, oh, I smell Palo, he'll know. And I remember he would, when he was like 2.5, 3 years old, he would smudge, and he would know when people are crabby, you smudge,
Yeah.
and he would he'd come with his little Palo stick, Grandma, smudge you, and he would do it, my husband would taught him how to do it, and
Yeah.
he still loves that smell. You can usually smell it at our house. We
Mhm.
smudge a lot. And
Yeah.
my husband loves it so much, he always wears the oil for a cologne. So
Mhm.
he smells like that all the time, and it's so good.
Right, I've never been to your house and it hasn't smelled like Palo Santo.
Yeah, you can always smell it, so it's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about one more that isn't as common outside of the Midwest necessarily. But this is one that I love personally as well. And see if I can get it out here. And it's sweetgrass.
Yeah,
So you'll see, I won't
and
take
it's
it
a
out of the thing,
natural,
but it's a natural. So you can see on the end. So it's actually, this is just dried sweetgrass. It's actually this one is indigenous to Minnesota. My sister purchased this one for me, and it
I
smells so
think
good.
yeah, in North Dakota it grows that
Yeah.
a lot on the prairie.
I use
Yeah,
this the same
so
way as
good.
sage or Palo Santo. And you
Mhm.
you can either burn the sweetgrass. Usually I take pieces out because it smolders pretty fast. So then I'll just put it in my apple and I show them. Use it
Yeah,
to smudge it the same way. I love this one. It's such a lovely smell as well. It's really mild. So if like
Mhm.
you don't like a lot of smoke or a lot of smell to it, this is a perfect one for you to use as well. Because like you said, not a lot of people not everybody likes sage. I like
Right.
sage, but it depends. And some people use different types of sage,
Mhm.
and so depending on the type of sage, it's gonna smell different as well.
Yeah, I remember one time, I think, I think it was the people that used to have this office now, but we were upstairs and they used to sage once in a while in there. And there happened to be, and we don't care because we know what it smells like, and somebody thought they were smoking pot or something in there
Oh,
because
yeah.
it smelled. And some sages will smell like that,
Yeah.
where nowadays it's legal in a lot of places, so it doesn't matter, but they were kind of irate because somebody was burning something in here,
Right.
and it's like, get over it.
Right. But yeah,
But-
that's one of the things about sage, especially like if you're in an apartment building or things like that, not everybody knows the difference in smell
Right.
between sage and other products
Herbs,
that might
herbs.
other
Yeah.
herbs that might smell very similar.
Right.
And so that's another thing
Yeah.
too. So if that makes you a little bit nervous, you can use other things like sweetgrass, like I said, doesn't smell that much. Use
Yeah.
oils, which is
Tallow,
perfect because
yeah.
that won't be everywhere. And Palo Santo is such a beautiful smell. Most people
Mhm.
don't have any complaints about that as well.
Right, yeah. And the safest bet is to use oils in a spray when you,
Yeah, like a room
Instead.
natural oil room spray.
yeah.
Mhm.
And we both do energy work, so when you do our energy work, your client is releasing all the gunk, when you're working on them. So you don't want your next client to pick that up, or other people that come into your office to pick what they've left, and so it's a good idea to do some kind of smudging after each client when you're working, and that we keep one that we do before and one after. So it's really good to know about those things and to clear that space, clear your space anytime. And it really will help keep your space fresh, not only fresh smelling, but it'll also keep that energy fresh. If you feel stagnant energy in your home or in your office, it's probably because you need to move that energy. You need to do something
Right.
to move it out and to clear it.
Yeah, and that might even just feel like I just don't want to be in this room right now. Or I
Right,
don't feel
yeah.
like, it doesn't feel good to walk in here or whatever. That might just be the energy. It might not even be because you don't want to be in there. It could just be the
Right.
energy. And so if you clear it, then you'll know.
Mhm.
Was it the energy or is it something else?
Yeah. Remember in our office upstairs that we had, it felt like that for a while. It felt like almost like we were being psychically attacked or something. The energy wasn't
It was
right.
like a weird feeling that
Yeah.
wasn't for like, why? Because
Right.
usually our office feels amazing
So good.
all the time.
Yeah, because we're always doing energy work, and we always have rocks and crystals and oils and stuff. So it was just weird that something was off.
Mhm.
And we did do a full cleansing, and it felt much better, and it was better ever after
And it
that.
could have just been something that, was dragged in or walked in or,
Right, yeah.
energy that somebody left behind.
Yeah,
And we just,
was stronger than what we
did the first
usually
time.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, pay attention to how you feel at your home. If you don't feel good there, if you're not comfortable, if you feel if you're more anxious than normal, or you feel sluggish, like you just want to sleep all the time, it could very well be that the energy is just off and you need to smudge or do some kind of clearing there.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about when we talk about clearing and smudging and anything, any type of, and we'll go over a couple more things that you can do, of course. But one of the most important things for you to do, and we both know this, is when you're doing any type of energy work and pretty much anything that you do when it comes to clearing a space is going to be a type of energy work because you're putting your thought energy into it, right?
Right.
So the most important piece is intention. You want to make sure that your intention is clear. So your intention is clear that I'm clearing away all negative energy.
Yeah.
And I'm making my space feel wonderful. Something as simple like as that would work well.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that before you start your smudging or your clearing of any kind that we're going to talk about today, is that you set your intention first. What is my intention with this clearing? And then you use that intention the whole way through. My intention is to clear away all negative and stagnant energy.
Yeah, yeah. And even, if it's not the middle of winter, you should just open a window, open a door, so that old energy can go right out, and then the new energy comes back in.
Right, it allows it to leave.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good. And you'll notice a difference when you do it. Your whole space will feel lighter, will feel welcoming. The next time, if you leave and come back, you'll notice how good it feels when you come in.
You
It's
probably
just
actually want to
so
be
good.
there.
Yeah, that's true.
And that can make a really big difference in a lot of people's lives,
Yeah, and remember that things hold that energy. So your carpets, your furniture, that kind of stuff. Make sure when you're clearing, you're going around by that stuff too, because it does hold that energy. And you'll notice a difference in that too. So just clear, clear, clear.
Clear, clear, clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Some other things you can do. This is a
Selenite.
stone, selenite, thank you. That is really good to clear energy. It kind of attracts angel or angelic energy. And it really is good to clear things, just by moving it around or laying them like on the counter. I have little ones that are polished like this, and I just throw them in the corners of my rooms or like I have a big vase on the floor. I'll put a couple in there, and it just clears that energy and keeps that good energy moving. And so the energy isn't getting stagnant.
Yeah, and selenite's a very high vibe stone.
Yeah,
So to have it in your home it really lifts up the energy as well.
yeah,
It also helps to cleanse whatever you put it next to.
right.
So like if you have let's say a table that hasn't been feeling very good to you, you could set your selenite on the table. Or let's say your rocks need clearing, you could set it on top of or next to it, or you set your rocks on top of it, depending on how big your selenite is.
Yeah.
And it will help to clear that energy and transmute it. So it's positive energy, and it's a wonderful.
Yeah.
One of our favorites for sure.
Yeah. I use it too when I do Reiki on someone. After I'm done, I always just kind of wipe the wand around them to cut any cords or clear any yucky stuff that's still hanging around. And it's just a really good stone. A lot of people will keep it in their car for protection when they're driving and clearing that energy. So yeah, it's a really good one too.
I should probably have one in my car. I bet I would feel really good and not really have as much road rage.
Maybe. Hang one on your mirror.
If you guys have been watching us for a while, you know about my escapades in cars.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can use any of these techniques to clear your own energy.
Yeah,
as
even
well.
if you're feeling a little crabby or someone pissed you off at work or whatever, excuse the French, but
feeling tired.
Yeah, just kind of wand yourself. You can do it to yourself. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be you doing it to someone else. It's part of self-care is clearing your energy. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, whether you do it through smudging or like I said, you can use the wand to just intend whatever you choose to do.
Yes, set
your intention isn't the most important piece of it.
Right. Yep. And you can pray while you're doing it. I like to do Ho'oponopono when I'm doing it. Just set that intention, keep saying that intention over and over. It's all energy, so it all works.
Yes. So do what feels right for you, really, in that respect.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say or do while you're doing it, but set your intention beforehand, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I always like to have a clear focus on that intention as I'm going.
Right. Another thing you can do, and I know you have yours too.
I have a couple of rattles.
Is a rattle. Any noise you can do like that will break up that energy. So if there's stagnant energy or stuck energy, it's gonna break that up.
They
So
probably won't be able to hear our rattles because
oh yeah, you probably
can't hear the rattles because of how Zoom works.
It
It kind of cuts
good
that out.
because it takes out the background noise, but I don't have it turned on that it will pick it up. So
right, so you won't be able to hear this.
Yeah.
But we're trying anyway.
Yeah, it is rattling.
It is rattling, but the sound is one of the most underutilized, I think, ways of clearing energy.
And maybe it used to be, like all the other ones, smudging and stuff in indigenous cultures, people they just used it all the time, where most of us, come from all different countries, and we got away from that for some reason. I don't know why, because it's so important.
Yes.
But if you didn't grow up in, one culture, most of us are all mutts, but but if you didn't grow up with that, you can pick it up anytime. You can start doing it, learn from someone, research it a little bit, and you'll find so many different things to do.
And one of the things with rattles is it's one of my favorite ways to break up energy. So like on myself or on
Mhm.
other people or even in a room. So then it's easier to clear away. So you can use it to break up the energy and clear it, or just break up the energy and then clear a different way. You can use it
That's
however
good,
feels
yeah.
best for you. But
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things to do, is use it to break up the energy. Like if I feel like things are really stagnant,
Mhm.
or if like I feel like my energy is stagnant, to first do the rattle and break it all up and then clear it away.
Good thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Speaking of sound too, you could use singing bowls, you can use tinctures, what is that what they're called?
Tinctures?
Tinctures,
Tinctures?
yeah, the bells, you could just use a bell.
Use bells, yeah.
Anything like that will work, so you don't have to go and buy a bunch of stuff
Right.
to do it in your home or in your office. I'm sure there's something laying around that you can use to
Right, and think
rattle.
about this, like yours is actually a gourd rattle.
Yeah, yeah,
And so even if like around, especially around fall, they have all these gourds everywhere.
yeah,
Go buy some gourds, dry it out, and create a rattle.
yeah,
This one is a hide one that was created for me.
yeah.
But there's tons of ways that you can create a rattle. I did when I didn't have one at first.
Mhm.
I actually took a mason jar and put
Okay.
things in it to create a rattle.
Yeah, yeah,
And that worked just as well.
yeah. I think we did these in an art project or a crafting project at some time.
You did, and I did
Yeah.
not get to go to that workshop.
Oh. Yeah, and I've had mine since then. I love it. Yeah.
And this one was
So
in our
good.
when we were training in our shamanism.
Oh,
This is the one
yeah,
that I got
yeah. That's
from our
awesome.
teacher.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is drum. I don't know if you can hear this.
You probably can't hear it.
Yeah, but this will really break up energy well too. If you, say you walk around someone and drum around them, around their aura or their auric field, it really feels good. Whoops.
It does.
To do that.
Drumming is
And to have it
wonderful.
done to you, it's awesome. I love drumming, and we don't do it enough anymore.
Well,
We
there's
need
time
to.
to change that.
Yeah, and it's another thing about being in an office, sometimes you can't be noisy.
Sometimes,
But
but sometimes you
after
do it
hours,
anyway.
yeah, and after hours we can do it.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, we're usually here after hours, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we are. And, it's just fun to do and to feel that vibration. If you've ever been to a powwow or anything like that, it feels so good to be there. You can feel that vibration of the drums and the jingling of the skirts, and they always have things that make noise on them when they're dancing, and that feeling of that good vibration coming out from them is just amazing and beautiful. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anything else? Oh, with the oils too,
Yes, I love sprays.
yeah, there is like most brands of oils have some kind of protector, one that's called protector, that's good for energetic clearing. And also it's good for cleaning, so you're, think about it as you're cleaning the air, you're clearing the air. So you can go through with that kind of oil. I love dragon fire after, just to get rid of any deep emotional trauma or traumatic things that have happened. You don't know a lot of times who lived in your house before you did, what went on there. There could be some deep trauma there. So it's a good idea to always do it if you're moving into a new space to get it cleared, whether it's smudging or putting rocks around or salt on a plate is good. And then you flush that salt down the toilet the next day, leave it 24 hours. Anything like that is really good to do if you're moving into a new space to help bring your energy in there and to disperse any negative energy that was left behind from the people that were there before you.
Yeah.
So oils are good for that. You can just make a spray, use distilled water and a little bit of either alcohol or what's the other thing? I don't know. You could use vodka or, organic. No. Anyway, I can't think of it.
The sprays
You
aren't
can put
my
it on
forte.
your face.
Witch hazel?
Witch hazel, yeah.
Oh, witch hazel's
I
wonderful.
like to use witch hazel in my sprays. And that helps. And I do a little bit of salt to mix the oil with a little bit of salt first, because then it will mix better with the water. And shake them up before you use them, because oil and water don't mix.
Right.
And that's why you put it in the salt first, and it'll mix a lot better. And then just spray, so you can make it with sage oil or sweetgrass oil. There's a lemongrass oil that's good to use. Any of the woodsy oils are good for a clearing spray. Palo Santo oil. Can I think of any
Bergamot?
others? Bergamot
I love
would be
bergamot.
good, yeah.
Especially for when it's like winter time and there's food cold season.
Mhm.
Bergamot's a really wonderful one for
Yeah.
helping with that.
Yeah. And gratitude, we have a blend called gratitude that's good. So just, if you have different blends that you love, Prosper oil is good, or prosperity oil. Any blends that you feel are good for what you're going through at the time, use that and put that in your home, put it in your diffuser, make a spray. It's gonna help raise that vibration of your home and of everyone that comes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
And it'll smell good, it'll feel good,
good.
you'll feel amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, what more could you really want there?
right, yeah,
And it's not expensive to do either. None of these
No.
things are expensive.
no, they're not
You know,
at
you
all.
don't need fancy equipment like I have to make this happen.
No, you can,
And what I have
Get
really
a
isn't
gourd.
fancy.
No,
So-
yeah, you can use anything. Selenite is reasonably priced, always.
Gift. And
Quartz.
sage, I mean, you can get sage
Sage.
bundles so easily these days, you
Yeah,
know, and it grows wild. You know, there's certain types of
Where
wild
we
sage
are,
where we
yeah.
are that you can actually go pick and
Yeah,
use.
I pick
you
it all
know.
the time.
Otherwise, you know, obviously finding it at the store is easy, you know,
Mhm.
online is super easy,
Yeah,
and Palo Santo too. So, yeah, it's all really good. And for myself, like I said, once you find the type of things that you like and the smells that you like and stuff,
yeah,
then it gets easier and easier because you're like, well, I could just go get that again. I know exactly what I like now.
right.
Just try
Yeah,
a few things.
yeah. Yeah, tuning forks too is another thing that
Oh,
you can
tuning
use.
fork
I forgot about
sound,
that, yeah, any sound. Yeah, it's so important to do and so easy, and it's something that we kind of forget about it. Some people, aren't used to using it, but it's such a simple thing you can do to help your space be joyful and feel welcoming. So try it out and let us know how your experiences are with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We
really
want to hear
good.
about it. We want to
Yeah.
hear, what did you try?
Yeah.
And what did you set for your intention? You know, how did you kind of word that? Because you always want to have a positive intention. So what is it that you're doing? You know, we like to hear about what you guys are doing, what you're trying. Maybe you have some really good clearing techniques that you like to
Yeah.
use that we'd like to hear about that
I'd
too.
love to
We can
hear.
learn together.
Yeah, yeah. And you can do it anytime, but especially do it at the change of the seasons. And especially spring, because our houses have been closed up all winter. And I do it often in the winter because it's closed up and we can't open our windows and let the fresh air in. So, do it at the change of seasons, and that you'll notice a huge difference in your environment when you do that. So,
Yes.
yeah, love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, clearing is definitely one of my favorite things to do. And it makes you just feel so much better
It
if you do it
does.
on a regular basis.
Yeah, yeah,
There's not so much stuff weighing you down. And that's really
right.
wonderful. And I mean, this whole month, we're going to talk about clearing away the clutter. And it's going
Mhm.
to be about helping you to just more easily be
Yeah.
comfortable in your space, be comfortable in your own body, be comfortable in moving forward in a way that feels really good and flowing. And so clearing away the energies that are no longer serving you and that
Yeah.
are stagnant is one of the best ways to really start that moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that about wraps it up, don't you?
I think so. I think we've done a really good kind of just brief overview. If you guys have questions, let us know. We'd be happy
Yeah,
to answer
yeah,
them. We
for
always want to
sure.
hear from you.
Yeah. And where can we find you, Carissa?
I, on the internet, or interwebs, as we like to say, which everybody hates, and I love it, is you can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. You can find us collectively on Facebook at Our Soul Space.
Yeah.
And then I have my Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Light of Hope Healing with a bunch of dashes, .square.site. Which is really complicated,
But
but
soon she'll have it just
I
Light of
have a
Hope
link to
Healing.
it on my Facebook. So just go to Facebook and go Light of Hope Healing, and you can
Right.
find me. I'm a public page. You don't even have to have Facebook to find my Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then, Tracy, where can people find you if they want to connect directly?
You can find me at inspiredsignals.com. All my links are there. I am on Facebook and Instagram, and I have two different pages actually. My artsy page is Inspired Signals Studio, and my other one is Inspired Signals. So you can find me
.com.
anywhere. Yeah, inspiredsignals.com. Go there. You'll find all my links there.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is great. Keep
Yeah.
it simple.
Yeah. Simple, easy. All the things are there.
That's
I don't have my shopping site up yet, but I will have that on my website soon.
exciting.
Yeah.
Beautiful
And
stuff you make.
Etsy store. I'm working on an Etsy store.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well, we look forward to hearing more about that.
soon we'll have that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Tracy, we had talked about the last time we were going to do one of your artistic alchemy classes, but we had
Yes.
bad weather,
We had a blizzard.
so we rescheduled that. So
Yeah.
when did you reschedule it for? People
It's
want to
gonna
come.
be on the 17th, so next Thursday
The 17th of,
of April.
okay.
Yeah.
Just, when people are
Oh,
watching this
yeah.
in a new Central
Next,
Time
yeah.
on April, 17th of April.
2025.
Yeah.
So we are going to do some neurographics. It's gonna be really fun. We're kind of working on, not kind of, we are working on some goal setting, our vision board kind of things, but it's a different twist on a vision board. So it'll be really fun, and relaxing. We're not gonna stress about it. It's just a really, neurographic art is so fun to do, and you just lose yourself in it. It really calms your mind and calms your whole being. So it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
And there is, if you look on Facebook, it's an artistic alchemy. Look for that in the events and you'll find it. And then just let me know you're coming so I have enough supplies, and it's local to Fargo, West Fargo. So if you're in driving distance, come and have some fun with us.
Oh, yeah.
Carissa
I mean,
will be
all
there.
of the events that she's done so far have been amazing. So I get so excited about it. I want
Yeah.
everybody to know because they're a blast. They're so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I think I have the most fun out of everybody that comes, but it's just wonderful. And I want
It
everybody to
is.
try it.
And it feels so good to just hang out and not have you know, not be stressed out and just play and yeah.
Around amazing people in a really comfortable space with
Yeah.
hot tea and
Yeah, it's good.
art.
Krista, what do you have coming up?
Oh, I have a lot coming up.
Yeah,
So
she's been busy.
I've been so busy. It's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
So I just was in Bismarck with Souls of Spirit Expos, and I did a talk there, which was the Breakthrough the Barriers to Your Best Life. It was wonderful. Everybody who was in Bismarck, if you're watching this, you were amazing. Everybody played full out. It was awesome. We had such a wonderful time in our tiny little half hour that we had. And I did my angel and spirit guide readings, and that was just wonderful. It was just, we had a wonderful time. It was so great. This weekend, which is 12th? I don't
We
know.
still have March on our calendar.
We still have March on our calendar. We're like looking up there. I was like, that's March. That's not April. This weekend, it's April. I think it's April 12th.
Yeah.
Saturday, April 12th. I'll also be with Souls of Spirit Expos in Minot.
Awesome.
And so I'll be doing angel and spirit guide readings there for everyone, but also I'm going to be doing the main spiritual mediumship gallery.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to help people to connect with loved ones and ancestors on the other side, to receive messages for healing, for moving forward, for evidence that they're with us on the other side. And so I'm very excited about that, because that's one of the things I love to do is, and one of the things I do the most for people is spiritual mediumship.
Yeah.
And connecting with loved ones. And so I'm super excited about that. I haven't done a large gallery in a few years, and so I just can't wait. So if you're out in Minot, I can't wait to see you next weekend. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. Or nearby, you know, friends, come see me. I haven't seen you in a while. If you're out there, I know.
Yeah.
Well, usually we see each other on Zoom, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get to Fargo from there sometimes when it's like it's 5.5 hours away. So I'm very excited about that. And then after that, I'm also going to be in Fargo, here, local Fargo, at the Souls of Spirit Expo on the 26th, which is a Saturday as well. And I'm just going to be a vendor there, so I'll be doing angel and spirit guide readings, but I'll also be talking about my brand new class.
Awesome.
Which I have coming up in May, which I cannot wait for. It's called Breakthrough to Your Best Life. It's going to be a 2-day workshop intensive, fully online with free replays for everybody that buys a ticket. Cool. Because for me, it's like if you have to miss it, but you still want to join the class, right? Join the class so you can watch it later. You know, it's always best to be live, but if you can't, guess what? You still get to watch it later. So that'll be great. But it's May 17th and 18th, Saturday and Sunday. So feel free to look for the tickets that I have information on my Facebook page. It's also on my Square site. Maybe I'll put something in the comments here so that people can come to it. We should put our links to our 2 classes that we're having in the comments so that people can see it. So we'll put the links in the comments for you guys on this video so you can see everything that we're doing, those 2 classes in particular. And yeah. And then we are doing a little mini expo in Fergus Falls. Fergus Falls, we've never done an expo. Right. In Fergus Falls. It's called Spring into Wellness and Beyond. Yep. And that is May 3rd. Yes. Whatever Saturday, the first Saturday. The first Saturday in May. So that'll be fun. I'm doing readings. You're doing readings. We're both doing readings. Yeah. So Fergus Falls friends, you're actually going to get readings from us. That'll be for the first time ever. Yeah. Fun. And we'll have some vendor things there. So yes, Tracy's going to bring some of her beautiful art. You have to come see it. Yeah. It'll be good. Yes. I'm excited about that. So yeah, we're going to have a ton of fun. So April and May are going to be some really fun and amazing months. Yeah. Moving forward. And you got to tell us more about your Etsy shop when I get it up, then yeah, I will. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited. She's been showing me some of the things that she's creating, and I can't wait for you guys to start to see some of it. Yeah. So. Yeah. So we will see you next week. Have fun. Go to Minot this weekend and see Chris. Yes. If you're in North Dakota. If you're not in North Dakota, come up anyway. Yeah. Because North Dakota's great this time of year. Right.
Keep telling yourself that. No, it is now.
It's
Now
gonna be
it's finally
beautiful this
spring.
weekend.
We got rid of our snow again.
It's gonna be like 60 degrees. It's
Yeah,
fine. Come
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Bring a coat.
Just in case. Because you can have 4 seasons in one day here.
You can. You can.
Yeah, especially this time of year. So anyway, we'll see you next week to have some more fun.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.